Okay, I think most of the clients are in, so maybe I'll just start. Hi, morning everyone. Thanks for dialing into our conference call with Optimax Holdings Berhad this morning. I'm Sherman Nam, the healthcare analyst at GSAMB. And from Optimax, we are honored to have Sandy Tan, CEO, Michelle Tan, CFO, Pang, the group accountant, as well as Cassidy from the IR side. So without further ado, I guess we just let management sort of give a brief presentation on the company. Over to you, Sandy or Michelle. Sandy, I think you're muted.
Sorry. Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm Sandy here. So today I'll go through a corporate presentation for Optimax Holding Berhad. Okay, right. So Optimax at a glance. So Optimax Holding Berhad is an eye specialist center that have been providing eye specialist services for over 300,000 satisfied patients since 1995. So having established itself as one of the most reputable eye care provider in Southeast Asia with a large clientele base, we have expanded to provide a full spectrum of eye care treatment, including cataracts, glaucoma, dry eye, and others in our 13 eye specialist center in Malaysia. So the business segment that we have at the moment is the treatment of eye diseases and disorder, refractive surgery, consultation and dispensary services, oculoplasty surgery, eye examination, as well as vaccination. So this is our financial highlights. So the annual growth rate CAGR of revenue 25%, profit before tax at 18%, profit after tax at 15%, and PATAMI at 14%. So this is our management team. Mainly, I'm the CEO. I'm responsible of developing and implementing marketing strategies. And together with me, I have Michelle Tan, our CFO, who is responsible for overseeing our group finance and accounting, as well as Mr. Pang, our group accountant, Susan, our COO, and Ms. Pang is our operation manager. On top of that, we also have our very own medical directors. First is our senior medical director, Dr. Stephen Chong, who is also our founding doctor. So he started his very first refractive surgery back in 1995, being one of the very first surgeon who conduct the PRK refractive surgery in Malaysia. So this is Dr. Stephen. And next is Dr. Chua. He's also our senior medical doctor and our founding doctor. And he's mainly responsible of providing technical and clinical leadership. He's very well versed in his multifocal lenses and cataract services. On top of that, he's also one of the first surgeons who conduct the latest technology of refractive surgery, Relax Smile, in Malaysia back in 2013. Next, we have Dr. Lam, who is responsible he's our medical director of the Southern region, and mainly the group, monitoring the performance and the specialized doctor within our group in the Southern region. Next, we have our company overview. So we started off in 1995. Our humble beginning back then was we have a shop lot in Taman Tun, Dr. Ismail, where we started our first PRK treatment in 1995 together along with Dr. Stephen Chong. So the first one was at Taman Tun. Next, in year 2000, that's when we started offering the next generation of refractive surgery, which is called the LASIK procedure. So the first generation was the PRK that takes one eye at a time, and the recovery is 6 months and it's painful. Next, in year 2000, there is a breakthrough, which is the LASIK procedure, whereby at that time FDA has already approved that you can do both eye at the same time, and with that, less pain and recovery period is only a week as compared to 6 months and one eye at a time back then. So in year 2006, we started offering cataract surgery and also renew our trademark license until the 31st of March 2015. So with cataract surgery, we see that because we started off as a refractive surgery center And we also see that a lot of patients will, at that time when patient comes in, some are having problem with eye checking. So that is when we started offering cataract surgery, because cataract surgery is actually one of the major important segment in Optimax today, because everybody eventually, when they reach a certain age, they started to form cloudy lens. So when they form cloudy lens, that's when they need to do cataract surgery. Usually this happens at the age of late 50s to 60s. So in year 2008, we actually expanded to East Malaysia, opening our eye specialist clinic in Kuching, Sarawak. In year 2020, Optimax International Limited granted Tan Sri Datuk Dr. Tan Boon Hock, the OESC, the right and license to use Optimax trademark in Southeast Asia. Next, in 2012, we relocated our specialist clinic and established our first specialist hospital in Penang. 2013, like I mentioned before, that is when we started using the latest technology for refractive surgery, which is the relaxed smile treatment. And Dr. Chua Kay Leong is the first surgeon to perform refractive surgery using the relaxed smile procedure in Malaysia. So in 2017, we carried out several acquisition and corporate exercise and also geographical expansion. 2018, we have additional 2 more ambulatory care centers in Kluang and Segamat. 2019, we have our trademark. 2020, we were listed in the ACE market of Western Malaysia and license obtained and completely conversion of our Seremban ACC center. So in 2021, because of the pandemic, we are also involved in the National Immunization Program to assist in vaccine, because at the time we are under essential services. So we still have to operate our clinic and our manpower, and we still have all the frontliners, doctors, nurses with us. So we actually participated in the National Immunization Program to help the government to hit herd immunity ASAP. As of today, I think we have vaccinated more than 500,000 patients. So next, we expanded an ACC center in Bahau, Negeri Sembilan. Next, these are the specialist treatment that we are offering. Like I mentioned before, treatment of eye diseases and disorder usually is a cataract surgery, where it's defined cloudy lens in the eye and making a vision very hazy and cloudy. So this is actually one of the key treatment at the moment for Optimax, and Dr. Chua Kay Leong is one of the pioneer surgeon, especially when it comes to treatment for multifocal lenses and trifocal lenses. So next, we have our refractive surgery, whereby we have all generation of refractive surgery, starting from the PRK to LASIK to refractive surgery, trans-PRK, and implantable contact lens. So if you come into Optimax, we have the full range of refractive eye surgery. This is how we are different, I would say, from our other peers, because in terms of refractive surgery, we have full range. Next, we have the consultation and dispensary services. Fourth, we have oculoplasty, eyelid, eye bag surgery. We have related services. We have the eye examination. We have to do a complete eye checking, eye checkout, and then on top of that, we also do for pediatric eye checking as well, as young as 6 months and above. Next, we have our own brand of food product, which is called the Optizentin, and our vaccination sales for COVID-19 in our ACC center. Next. So cataract surgery, the number of surgery performed back in 2017 was at 1,911. And in 2021, the number have increased to 4,554. So medical treatment of other eye diseases and disorder we are offering as well. On top of that, we also have glaucoma, retina specialist, pediatric, and implantable contact lens, and also the auto K. So mainly everything related to the eye is fully covered in Optimax Eye Specialist. Next. So this is the refractive surgery that I mentioned. So meaning to say that we have all, whichever that is suitable for refractive surgery, no matter you have thin cornea, thick cornea, high power, or high astig, everything can be covered in Optimax, because we have all the procedure, all the services are available in Optimax Eye Specialist. So in terms of number of surgery, back in 2017, we see that is at 3,100 106 numbers, and to 2021 we have 4,334. So we actually see the gradually increase where people are actually more accepting when it comes to refractive surgery because of technology and also because of the expertise of our doctors. Next, also we have an implantable vision contact lens. Usually these are a smaller group of numbers because these are only usually suitable for patients with very thin cornea and high power. So in 2017, we have done 160 cases, and to 2021, we have 190 cases. Next. So consultation and dispensary services is our doctor, Dr. Chua Kei Leong, whereby he will do his consultation for surgery. Before surgery, there is a consultation, and then surgery and post-surgery checking. Sample, we do eyelid, eye bag, the oculoplasty. This is before and after. Oh. Hello, Cassidy? Cassidy? Hello?
Yeah, sorry, you were
like, thanks.
Yeah.
No. So next, we also have sales of optic wear. Sales of optic wear mainly we covered for the pediatric sector, where the children, when they are not suitable for any eye-related surgery, they will opt for the sales of optic wear. So we do have sales of optic wear, but mainly targeting for children aged as young as 2 years old to 12 years old. We also have Botox. We also have, on top of that, Botox usually are for those when we are performing surgery to relaxation muscle, but not really for beauty. Next, also we have the full eye examination kit from as young as 6 months old to adults. So then we also have our own very own food brand, the Optizentin, where is our superfood whereby it contains Exazentin. So Exazentin is also one of the algae that actually provides good help us to build our cells, immunity. So we have the Optizentin using coconut oil, the Opti-I, which is a sachet, and also Opti-B, which is using a kalulut honey. For actually, after consuming all this, right, it's actually very good for surgery recovery. So we actually enhance this, actually helps patient in terms of recovery after surgery. So this is actually one of our products that we are selling now in Optimax Eye Specialist. Next. So sales of COVID-19, like I mentioned earlier, we were working very closely with PICKIDS and MyMedic Wilayah. So under this program, we are entitled of a certain rebate and a small sum from the government for every vaccine dose administered. So mainly are on our ACC centers, and currently we are assigned in our northern region to PICKIDS. So now, before this, it was adult, and then now to children from year 5 to 11 years old. Next is our key investment highlight. So first is our strategic expansion, where we are expanding to Bahau in Negeri Sembilan. So we are expected to have we already have our resident doctor who will be coming in, and we expect this to be ready by Q2 this year. Next is our geographical network. So now at the moment, we have 12 ACC and 1 specialist hospital. So moving forward, we are eyeing for potential expansion towards the East Coast and also other central region as well as East Malaysia. Next, our additional satellite clinic is to connect ACC center to other satellite clinic, whereby we bring eye examination, we bring doctor's consultation to the patient, meaning we will set up a few more eye specialist satellite clinic, whereby you can conduct a full range of eye examination and consultation. And when you need to do surgery, you will be directed to our ACC center. So with satellite clinic, it's much easier to set up. It's less than 6 months and much faster and much cheaper in terms of ACC as compared to ACC center. So with satellite clinic, we believe that it will help us to achieve full usage full utilization of our ACC center and our OT. All right, so yeah, so in ACC center, we will refer from satellite clinic to ACC center to conduct surgery. Next is next is our long-established brand, creating customer loyalty and trustworthiness. So in a total of 40,000 over surgeries were conducted from 2016 to 2021. So representing a CAGR of 16% growth. So overall outlook, the population of Malaysia aged 50 and above has grown from a CAGR of 3.2% from 5.7 million in 2015 to 6.5 million in 2019. So between 2019 and 2020, the forecast CAGR of 4.1% for Malaysian aged 50 and above is higher compared to CAGR of 1.4% of the general population. So this highlights the potential increase in demand for age-related eye specialist services. Next. So on top of that, our company revenue, the group revenue for current financial period increased by 55%, mainly due to the easing and relaxation of certain restrictions under the National Recovery Plan, returning patients who postponed their appointment earlier, and new revenue stream from provision of the vaccine services. So the revenue for FYE 21 versus FYE 20, the group has posted an increase in revenue of approximately 53%, mainly due to the easing and relaxation of the restriction and the new revenue stream from the provision of vaccination service. So on 15th of June 2021, the government of Malaysia announced that the NRP, which eased and relaxed certain restrictions, and the group has seen a gradual recovery in the number of our patients. So profitably improved as a result of economic recovery and additional revenue stream. So profit before tax for Q4 FY21 versus Q4 FY20. The increase in revenue as elaborated in the previous slide, effective marketing effort with ongoing promotion through online platform. We have better control of the operating costs. So profit before tax after FYE 21 versus FYE 20. The group PBT has increased by more than 92%. These are mainly due to increase in revenue, as elaborated in the previous slide, easing and relaxation of the MCO, and the non-occurrence expenses such as the donation made in the Ministry of Health and the IPO expenses. So total payout dividend was 10.26 million, payout ratio 78.3%, dividend per share at 3.8 cents, and dividend yield is 3.2 cents. So thank you very much. So now let's have a Q&A session. Can ask me anything.
Yeah, thanks, Sandy, for the very insightful presentation. So to all the participants on the call, if you'd like to ask a question, you can click on the raise hand button at the bottom of the Zoom screen, and then I'll call out your name before you start asking your questions. Alternatively, you can also type your questions into the Q&A or the chat box below, and I'll read it out to the management team. So maybe while we give a few minutes before participants start asking questions, right? Maybe I'll just start off with a few questions, Andy and Michelle. Firstly, right, can I just sort of get a sense of how the number of cataract and laser refractive surgeries have been in the first quarter?
Oh, actually, I don't have the exact number, but we see that from the first quarter this year, numbers actually increase. And our number, especially during months like February, which is a short month, and also Chinese New Year, lots of holidays. But we see that this year in particular, maybe people are still not traveling and they are all around in KL. We see that the number has increased. It is one of our highest achieved, target achieved since 20 over years ago.
So normally first quarter tends
exceptional.
I see. First quarter tends to be a bit
Usually very
seasonally weaker,
slow.
right? Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
so basically this has
correct,
sort of
correct. All
broken
these
that
years,
seasonal trend. But is it, say on a Q on Q basis,
yes,
right? Compared to fourth quarter, would it be slightly lower
correct.
or would it be, say, somewhat similar levels?
I think it's compatible. I'm very confident with the numbers that are coming in and patient. I mean, at the end of the day, it's word of mouth. If you have this amount of patient coming in early of the year, I believe by mid and end of the quarter four, patients will still be coming in, and we see that the appointments are full.
I see. Okay, that's good to hear. I think there's a question from Ewing from Zurich. He's asking, what is your strategy to retain your doctors and how have the turnover of the doctors been like? And is there a risk of them taking existing customers over and going to somewhere else, their own centers,
okay.
for example?
All right. So far, right, with Optimax, all our doctors has still been with us for the past, 20 over years. And in terms of how do we retain doctors, doctors are usually our minority shareholders, right? In most of our ACC centers. So they are minority shareholders, they own some shares for the company. And usually we don't have much doctor leaving us because, the numbers is good, we have the patient flow, the pay is there. So yeah.
Okay, on that note, right, Sandy, can I just clarify with you? Is it normally the case where a doctor is first attached to Optimax, for example, and then say he can also practice elsewhere, for example, at a larger hospital group, or is it usually the other way around?
Not in Optimax. So usually in Optimax, our doctors are all our resident doctors.
I see. Okay, but the visiting doctors, for example, they are allowed to sort of go elsewhere, right?
Yes. Visiting doctors usually are doctors that are elsewhere, that they come in and cover on certain dates when our resident doctors are on leave or.
I see. Okay. Okay, got it.
But usually every center have our own resident doctor, and yeah, the doctors are.
All right. I think Brandon has a question from Kenanga.
Permanently.
Okay. Yeah, Brandon, you can go ahead and ask your question.
Thanks. Hi, Sandy, Michelle, Brandon here from Kenanga.
Hi, Brandon. Yeah, can.
Yeah, I just got a couple of questions to ask. Firstly, maybe let's just go back on your Seremban ACC, right? Could you just remind us again, when did it kick off last year, and how was the ramp up like? Like, how many doctors does the Seremban one have?
Seremban ACC kicked off on third quarter last year. No. 1 year already. I think 2020, third quarter 2020. Third quarter 2020. Is that right, Pang?
I think it's around November 2020.
Yes. So third quarter 2020. Yes. So we kickstart November 2020, and at the moment we have 2 resident doctor and 1 visiting doctor in Seremban Center.
Are there plans to convert that 1 visiting doctor into a resident one?
We are still looking.
So in total, the Seremban would have a maximum of just 3 resident doctors lah.
Yes, right. It will be similar as TBDI.
Okay. And could you maybe just share with us what's the current utilization of the Seremban and your Johor ACCs? Because if I'm not mistaken, the Johor ACCs are also new, right?
Okay, in terms of OT utilization for JB and Seremban, I think we are still at a mere 30% of OT usage. So hence, we are actually setting up a satellite clinic, especially for JB side. We have just set up a satellite clinic in Sutra JB. So with the setting up of a new center in Sutra JB, we believe that we will be able to fully utilize our OT.
Sorry, so just to clarify, does this mean that like just for the Seremban one, right, with the 3 doctors there, basically it's running on full operating capacity already?
Sorry, come again?
Oh yeah. Yeah, just to clarify a bit. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah, sorry, I think the line disconnected a bit. Yeah, just to repeat the question again. Just want to clarify
yes.
on what you meant by OT utilization. So would this mean that the current Seremban ACC, like on that 3 doctors, is already running on full operating capacity?
Okay, you see, OT utilization, what I meant is we want to utilize OT fully, meaning we want to have OT running 5 to 6 days a week. So at the moment, with two resident doctor and one locum doctor in ACC, we're only at 50% of our total capacity of OT usage. So meaning we still have room for another 50% of to fully utilize. So now, like, our surgery day is only like 4 days or three days to 4 days a week. So we actually, a week is 7 days. There's actually 2 more days available. So we want to put in additional 2 more days of OT. But in order for us to put in additional 2 more days of OT, we need to open up another satellite clinic where doctors can do consultation at the satellite clinic and bring patient in during the OT days.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I get what you mean now. So
yes, because doctor needs
the satellite
consultation.
clinics
Doctor cannot only do surgery. Doctor has to do consultation.
Yep.
So
Okay, right,
consultation takes up 2 days of the doctors already.
Okay. All right. Understood. Understood. My next question would be for on the vaccine side, right? Maybe you could share with us
All right.
what was vaccine revenue in FY21 last year?
Pang, do you have that?
Sorry, we didn't catch the question. Can you repeat the question again?
Yeah, could you share with us what was the revenue coming from vaccine last year in FY21?
Yeah, the revenue is about 15 to 16. 15 to 16 million.
Okay. Right. And just want to check, because if I recall last year, Optimax kickstarted the vaccine program in the 3rd quarter. That was when the 2 mandatory doses were being given out. But then coming to the 4th quarter, in your report, said that the vaccine revenue had dropped because this was just the booster dose for one. So just want to check on how is this like going into the 1st quarter this year. Understood also that you guys are also involved in the Pick Kids program.
Of course, the number will gradually decrease because we have already achieved herd immunity. So it also depends on whether or not will there be a 2nd or 3rd booster shot, or is this a yearly thing whereby at the moment we still have not gotten any green light from the government. So usually WHO, our Ministry of Health will come in if there is a need of a annual, because I have seen on the news that Pfizer is also coming out with a vaccine, a much improved vaccine that will be able to do it like the normal influenza vaccine, whereby everybody will have to take this particular vaccine on an annual basis, a yearly basis. So if this is approved by the Ministry of Health, then yes, we will be administering this as well in Optimax as specialists.
And how about the Pick Kids program? Has it kickstarted?
Yep, it's still ongoing in Penang. So Pick Kids is from the age of 5 and above to 11.
Only in Penang lah, so you guys won't be doing in
And Tamanchun as well.
Oh.
TTDI in our HQ.
Ipoh also.
Ipoh.
So Penang, TTDI, and Ipoh.
Penang, Ipoh, and KL. Tamanchun.
Okay. And this is for the 2 mandatory doses lah, I'm assuming.
Yes, and later on booster might be kicking in. So everything depends on Ministry of Health.
Okay. So would it be fair to assume that the vaccine revenue incoming for like this coming 1st Q would be quite strong?
Incoming? As in next year?
No, for like the first quarter in this year, because you guys just started the Pick Kids program, right?
We
Yes,
still
yes.
do have vaccines revenue, definitely for the first quarter, but it's not as much as compared to the adults vaccines revenue, because
see,
the
okay.
population of adult is definitely more than the kids. And also for Pick Kids, as you can see in the news, not many parents actually jab their kids yet. They are still waiting. So I just read the news yesterday that Protect Health has put a deadline. The last mandatory first jab for 5 to 12 is on May 17. So after this, then Protect Health will stop giving vaccine for Pick Kids already.
Yeah. So there will be, if they have not taken their vaccine, they will have to go to private sector, whereby the fees will be charged upon the patient.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Got it. So yeah, just last question from me. Could you give any guidance on the effective tax rate for this year? I noticed that it was quite high in the fourth quarter results. So just wondering going forward, what would the range be like?
For refractive?
For effective tax rate.
Okay.
We will definitely be better because last year we do have a few undeductible expenses. So for this year, we are looking for a better effective tax rate. We'll reduce.
Is there a range that maybe you could provide us with?
Range.
Yeah. Hi, this is Huang here. It's around 28 to 29%.
28 to 29% for FY22.
Yes, you are right.
Okay, all right. That's all from me. Thank you so much.
Hi, Sandy, I think just to circle back to the question, right, that Brandon was asking just now about in terms of the utilization, right, and then your response as well to him saying that utilization, I think, is only at about 50% currently. Is that correct? Did I hear that correctly?
All right.
And that's for
yes, 55.
there's blended across
Overall,
your
I think
overall
only
network.
on- No, not all. Like for TTDI, it's 100%.
Oh, okay.
My OT is running 7 days a week for Taman 2.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Penang, near to 90% already. So only the few newer ones and the smaller ACC, whereby we only have one resident doctors in that particular center, then it's only 50% of capacity. So that is why in this year, we are planning to open up another 5 to 10 more satellite clinics.
Okay. And on that note, right, because like you said, to ramp up the utilization of these OTs at your ACCs, right, you're doing satellite clinics and all that, but that will also require additional doctors, right, to sort of hire in, because they will have to do consultation at those places, right? So will we sort of see a significant jump up in, say, your staff costs and all that this year and say into the next year as you're expanding your satellite clinic network?
Yes, they might be. But I believe the numbers of patients coming in and the flow also will increase as well.
Because the capex of opening a satellite clinic is relatively much lower compared to an ACC, and it's also faster. Because a satellite clinic is just a clinic license, whereby ACC license you need we need to apply for ACC license, which at least need a year to complete.
I see. Okay, can you remind us what the capex is like for say a satellite clinic?
For ACC is about 3 to 5 million. The big, the small or big ACC, whereby for a satellite clinic is less than 1 million.
Okay, I see. And in terms of the doctors, right? How many doctors are you planning to hire this year?
We are looking at 4 to 5 more, depending on our satellite clinic. As I mentioned, we are setting up 5 to 10 satellite clinics. So every satellite clinic, we will have a doctors or a optometrist to help us to do all the checking and divert patients to our ACC center. So with this, we are looking at, I think now I've already secured 3 satellite clinics today. So our target is 10. Hopefully I will be able to secure everything by end of this year, but no promise yet. But so far 3 is confirmed. So now I have 2 doctors on board and 1 locum doctors that will be assisting us for the
Okay.
satellite clinic.
Okay, I see. When you say 3 satellite clinics, they're already up and running currently, is it?
Not yet. We just going to rent. Yeah,
Okay,
signing
okay.
the tenancy agreement now. We haven't, the renovation have not started yet. So now it's just signing the tenancy agreement and getting everything ready.
Okay.
And
okay,
our
got
doctors
it.
are also ready already.
Okay, but your Sutra one is already operating.
Yeah, Sutra one is operating, but we are still waiting for the license.
I
All
see.
done. Still waiting for the license from the Ministry of Health. Once we have the license, it will be ongoing.
Okay, and you mentioned 5 to 10 hopefully this year. Those will all be completed
Yes.
this year, is it?
Yes.
Okay, that's quite
Because it's
substantial.
much faster
Yeah.
to set up a satellite, because it's just a clinic license instead of an ACC license. So
I
clinic
see,
license
I see.
usually takes about 1 to 2 months, and renovation another 1 to 2 months. So overall, about maybe in 4 months' time, I will have all my clinic completed.
Okay, that's quite a substantial jump from the 4 that you mentioned, I think in the fourth quarter call, I think a few months back. Yeah, but in terms of this 5 to 10, right, could you just sort of give us a breakdown where this will be?
Okay, at the moment, the 3 that we have going to sign our tenancy agreement is Setia Alam, OUG, and another 1 more in Cheras C180.
I see. Okay.
So usually these are kind of near to our ACC center, whereby we will directly refer them out to our ACC center to use up our OT, fully utilize our OT.
Okay, got it. And aside from this satellite clinics and your Bahang ACC this year, right, are you looking to open any other centers this year?
We are also looking into East Coast in Kuantan. At the moment, we are still talking and still looking for a place. And on top of that, we are also going to East Malaysia.
I see, but those will probably be from next year onwards, in terms of
this
the
year, we are
completion.
ongoing already, but we have not secured any place yet. But we started looking already, and I will be flying over to Kuching soon.
Okay, yeah, understood. I think going back to the question about the doctors, right, because you're having to hire a few more doctors this year.
Right.
Are we sort of facing any challenges in terms of hiring doctors? Maybe in terms of
at the moment, we
attracting
are okay.
doctors, or is there like generally a shortage of doctors in the market and all that?
Not really. We do have a numbers of doctors that are already in talking terms with them already, and they are quite keen, because we are already a well-established clinic. We have a name of 25 years of running eye specialist clinic. So a lot of doctors are actually quite, they have a certain level of confidence with Optimax, and our senior doctors are here to to train and to supervise, in terms of getting all the surgery, especially on refractive surgery side. Dr. Stephen is conducting a lot of training now with his refractive surgery skills. So I think this is add-on points for doctors that are willing to join Optimax, mainly because they also want to explore the refractive area, because when doctors are in government hospitals or in certain eye specialists, they don't have the full range of refractive surgery. Whereby in Optimax, we have the oldest model to the latest technology, where the doctor gets to experience all 4 different methods of refractive surgery. And I think that is our strength. This is our biggest strength that actually put us apart from Optimax and all other eye specialists in the whole Malaysia. Because we have all range of refractive surgery that suits different needs of our patients.
I see. Okay. Yeah, I think that's a good point.
One of the selling point for Optimax, whereby new doctors will be very much interested in coming in, not just as a doctor, but also get to enhance their skills to the next level, especially in terms of refractive surgery.
Okay, yeah. In terms of the outlook for this year, right? What's your outlook for the number of surgeries and as well as revenue intensity for this year? And what will be the drivers for those?
I think we have our own internal target, and we also believe that we will be able to achieve it. Where we are looking at, this is our own internal target. I'm not saying that, we are going to achieve it, but our own internal target, we are looking at double up, our revenue as compared to the previous years. So this is our internal target. So we hope that we will be able to achieve the numbers. And also our ongoing marketing and our marketing, especially online, and all the younger generation now, especially, everyone is very tech savvy, and they know their thing before they come in. So we have to ensure that our consultation, our optoms and our doctors are giving the patient the best suitable procedure that suits each and every individual, because not everyone is suitable for LASIK. Not everyone is suitable for the latest technology. Even though you have the latest technology, that does not mean that all patients are suitable for that technology. You see, because everyone has different cornea thickness, have different issue with their eyes. So with different type of surgery, machine involved and procedure involved, it is much easier for us to determine which is the best and the most suitable for each individual.
All right. Simon from Hong Leong has a question on the competitive landscape, right? How is it like for the market in general? And what's the price trend of your specialist services that you offer over the past 3 years? And what's the price outlook going forward?
Right. We are an eye specialist service. So eye specialist under the government of Ministry of Health. So there's already a ceiling gap already from the Ministry of Health. So we have to follow whichever guideline that is given by the Ministry of Health. So the price will be the same. The only difference that Optimax have is the refractive surgery, whereby because of technology, actually our price is still the same. From 2013, when we have the refractive surgery of Relax Smile or the Trans PRK and Femto LASIK, until today, it's still the same price. The only difference is technology that patient sees, oh, how come this is at 8,000, this is 4,000, and this is at 1,005. So this is the difference.
Okay, thanks, Andy. And Chi from Philip Capital, he has a question as well. How long does it take for an ACC to break even? And can you shed some light on how will the new ACC and satellite clinics this year drag Optimax's earnings growth, given the gestation from the new centers?
So for ACC to break even, it usually takes 2 to 3 years.
Because we have 2 ACC, big and small ACC. So for big ACC, definitely will take about 2 years, whereby for small ACC is about 1 year to break even. This is from all our ACCs. But for Seremban, however, it actually beat our expectation. We actually break even less than 2 years. Like now, we already break even already. So for our satellite clinic is new, but it's very much faster because the CapEx is very low. 500,000 to 700,000, we can actually started the clinic already. So I would say 3 to 4 months, we're able to break even for satellite clinic.
Right, on that note, right, Michelle, was there an instance in the past where, because I think during our calls in the past as well, you sort of highlighted that some of your ACCs could have broken even within the 6 to 12 month time range.
Yeah, some like
Smaller
like smaller one, yeah.
Okay.
Like our Boa, Sagama, yeah, some they're actually able to break even less than 1 year.
Okay. And say for a hospital, right, in going forward, you were to expand, for example, into your new Compass Specialist Hospital, right? Yep. Could you just sort of share with us what is the sort of expected capex range? I know it's still fairly early stages, but what will it sort of be based on your past experience, and what would the gestation period be like?
Okay, for Compass, so far we hasn't have a very fixed figure on how big the hospital it is, but definitely it's a big ACC. So it definitely is like a TTDI and Seremban, maybe it's twice TTDI, twice Seremban. So we can use this basis to actually have some lights on this lah. So basically, for Kempas, because it's very near to the RTS, to go to Singapore, so we target it will be as big as TTDI or bigger than TTDI. So TTDI is a very big ACC, so definitely we will need at least our capex. Because for this, we're going to rent only. We're not going to build it and also build it. So we're just going to rent the place and put in our machine for this ACC. Then besides that, we'll have at least 3 to 4 doctors for this hospital.
Okay, got it. And over the next 2 years, right, in FY23-24, right, I note that in the past you mentioned, aside from this Kempas clinic, you also plan to expand, right, a few more ACCs under the MOU with Cellgate Healthcare, right? But aside from this, right, how many other centers are we planning to open? Maybe say in terms of ACCs or clinics?
Okay, for the MOU that we have signed with Cellgate is the one with Setia Alam, but Cellgate is actually building a lot more hospital. So we are always their main partners lah. So definitely they will definitely look for us first when they want to have have the eye division outsourced to other party. So Setia Alam definitely will be the first. Setia Alam is actually going to start. They already have a groundbreaking. They're going to start construction soon. So after Setia Alam, then there's a few more hospital coming up by Cellgate. I think they are going to build in Rawang, Kuala Selangor, also in a few other places. I think in Sepang also. So definitely we will look into it when the hospital is ready. Then we'll definitely do our feasibility study to check whether is it suitable for Optimax to go in to the hospital.
Okay, then aside from this MOU, right, are there other centers that you are sort of opening on your own?
Yes.
The next, say 2 years.
2 years. Yeah. Actually, Sandy and Tan Sri, they are actually looking into a few places already. So once it's confirmed, then we can share it out already. But definitely, there's a lot more in other states that we didn't appear yet in Malaysia.
Okay, got it. Going back to the vaccine contribution, right? Would you mind disclosing how many doses you administered in the first quarter?
First quarter this month, I don't have this figure though. Fang, do you have it?
Yes, actually it's around, because we are still pending the Protect Health to them to give us a final number, but around about 20,000 for first quarter.
20,000 doses. Okay, understand. And this is largely Pfizer lah.
Yes.
Because you only recently started your private sector sales for Sinovac, right?
Recently, actually, when the government allowed Pharmanagar to sell it to the private sectors, then we actually have it already.
Okay, I see. And what was the sort of a price range that you were selling these 20,000 doses at?
So this 20,000 is Pfizer. It's free for to the people.
Oh, okay, understood.
Yeah,
I mean, in terms of the
government
fees that in terms of the fees that the government was paying you, how much was that? On average, over the 20,000 doses.
14,
do you have that number?
14 or 18?
14.
14 ringgit on average lah. Okay.
Yes, 14.
Okay, got it. Thanks. And do you have sort of the margins that you are earning on this doses?
Just about 20%.
20% net margins, is it, or gross?
Yeah, about there.
Sorry, is it net margins or gross margins? The 20%.
Net margin.
Net margins, okay, it's quite high.
Yeah, because our doctors and nurses are already in our clinic. We don't have additional costs.
Yeah, I think you were mentioning before, right? Okay, got it. And on the cost side, right, are you seeing any sort of major cost pressures? Given there's so much talk around currently about inflationary pressures and all that. Aside from your staff costs, let's say, are you seeing any other cost pressures, say maybe on your consumables front or anything like that?
So far, not really. So far, everything remains. There's no cost pressure on our lenses or anything. Just maybe the shipment will be slightly delayed, lah, I would say.
Okay, so basically margins wise, the outlook looks fairly stable lah, this year and going to maybe in the future years as well. Shouldn't be much change lah.
Yep.
Okay, but we'll
No much.
Okay, understood. Do you have sort of a capex guidance for this year and into the following years?
Capex guidance. So for this year, we actually target to open our Pahao, then upcoming ACCs, upcoming satellite clinics. So as Sandy mentioned, 5 to 10 satellite clinic. So about, if you target about 500,000 per satellite clinic, so it's about 2.5 million.
Okay. Also, one more thing, right, is there a risk of price regulation by the government potentially in this sector? Just thinking of it going forward.
So far, the price regulation is only on cataract surgery. Some government has imposed a ceiling rate for all the any different type of cataract surgeries and also doctor fees. So this is the price ceiling that government has imposed, and we have to follow. Government actually will come and audit on our pricing.
Okay, but not for refractive,
but not for refractive surgeries. Yeah.
But is there a risk going forward that they will sort of control the pricing on that front?
No,
I don't think so.
Yeah,
No,
government will not enforce, because it all depends on the technology, the cost of the machine, and also the doctors that perform the surgeries also.
Okay, so just now, like you mentioned, for the break even, right, it could be anything between 6 months to 2 years, right, for a typical ACC lah. But what would the time period be like before these centers actually achieve a steady state, like a mature stage lah? Would it take years or just a few months then you can hit really? In terms of say optimum
before we
capacity
start,
utilization.
we start open business, like say today we start open business, we got our license, we start open business. So before we actually start open business, we actually is there for 1 year. We do our renovation, we put our brand up, just that we cannot do surgery because of we need our ACC license. So before we open business, we actually is there for a year already. People know us, people know we are coming. Then our marketing team definitely will go into there and talk to the people, have a eye talk. We go to approach all the GP in the area. We get to know the people in the area. So actually, before we start open business, we actually is there for a year already to do all our marketing. So we actually and let people know about us that we are coming. So we are quite matured when we start our business. So actually, normally it will take 6 months to actually break even, because people are actually waiting to come in already.
I see. Okay. So 6 months is actually from the day
we start
from the day you get your license.
Open our business. Yeah, correct. Because before we open our business, our doctor is there already. We cannot wait until we got our license only. We got our doctor. Our doctor is there to do training, and also we will do a lot of eye talk in the community lah. Because we definitely will open more in all these other areas, like in JBs. All our doctor is there to give talk, go to know the people there, we go speak to the news. They have a lot of online talk also during the MCO, so they actually know about us already. Yeah.
Okay, and you now have 3 Relax Smile machines, right, across your TTDI, Johor and Penang branches, right? Any other plans to sort of procure more machines for other branches?
At the moment, for Relax Smile, I think most suitable is for the main 3 branches, which are our main bigger branches in JB, Penang, and the one in KL. But we are also looking at getting another one more, but maybe not refractive, the Relax Smile, but the Tessa, another Tessa, which we charge about 1,500 per eye. So that will get a new machine. That is the Swinch machine, whereby they do the trans-PRK treatment. We will be getting one in East Malaysia as well.
Okay, understood.
So next is depending on what are the next technology that's available. Whichever that breakthrough, then we will be getting the latest technology in, and then maybe we will move our Relax Smile or other machine to other centers. So we want to still have some room to move around our machine and make sure that in our HQ and our main center for every region has all the services that I mentioned just now.
Okay, understood.
At the end of the day, patient
Yeah.
just need to travel for one day to get their surgery. Other than that, it's so convenient. Patient, all their follow-up, checkup, every yearly checkup will be at the nearest center that is nearest to the patient. They don't have to come back to Tamatun anymore.
Okay, there's a few questions as well. One coming from Walter from our team.
Okay.
Can members claim for insurance for eye surgeries? Only for cataract surgeries, right? At all your centers, right?
Yes, only for cataract surgeries. And for Optimax eye specialists at the moment, it's only pay and claim.
Okay, understood. Okay, and Simon has another question. Could there be a potential review of the existing price ceiling for cataract surgeries, either downwards or upwards? And when was the last review?
Actually, for cataract surgery, it's all fixed. Doctors' price are already, at the whichever rate that is given by the Ministry of Health. The differences in cataract surgery's price is mainly due to the lenses that they use. The ophthalmic lenses that they use to actually implant it to your eye. So the only difference that, on top of the price for a monofocal, let's say it's about 4,500. Why somebody pay much more? Why this person, when they do refractive cataract, and yet they are paying like 10,000 per eye, 8,000 per eye? This is mainly due to the usage of different type of lenses. So there is a few types of lenses that are available in the market. First is the monovision, whereby you just only put in and fix your lens and you can only see one area, meaning the intermediate. So besides this lens, if you only can see intermediate, means near and far, you still have to wear glasses. That's the monofocal. So if you use the multifocal, whereby you can see near and you can see far. On top of multifocal, there is trifocal, where you can see three distance, near, intermediate, and far. So all these lenses comes from different companies. You see, some are from German, some are from Japan, some are from the US. So it depends on what type of lenses patient wants to use. And we also see that at the beginning, when patient are the older generation patient, they will always say, okay, just give me the normal one, I only have another 10 years to live. So the cheaper, the better. But that is the older generation. But when it comes to our generation, or the current generation, which is the baby boomers, if they have 10 years to live, they will make sure that this 10 years is worthwhile, right? So instead of going through something that, just give me whatever the normal thing, as long as I can see I'm happy. People change, lifestyle change, and everything is very based on digital nowadays. And if you don't see near, you don't see far, you are already impacted with your vision. You're already pretty much handicapped already. So nowadays, I see that young patients at a younger age, even when they have presbyopia, they are usually looking into what are the lenses that they want to implant to their eyes so that they can enjoy it until, for the rest of their lifetime. So usually patient will now come in at 60 years old and implant the trifocal lens, which is one of the most, I think the most high-tech lens that is available now, whereby you can see near, intermediate, and far. So I can see that the number of trifocal lens has also gradually increased through the years. And we also understand that mainly all these are due to patients that, they are not the same as what they were before, like 20 years ago. Patient only wants, just give me monofocal lens as long as I can see, I need to take care of my grandchildren, I only read newspapers, so I just want something easy and comfortable, you see, but not now anymore. Now people have the standards and they actually have certain expectation that they want to achieve. So we see that there is an increase of patient using trifocal lens and multifocal lens. Hence, Dr. Chua, our founding doctor, Dr. Chua Kim Long, he is very precise when it comes to calculation of, not every doctor are good with multifocal lens, okay, to be honest. So with multifocal lens, the calculation needs to be very, very accurate, and it also based on each and every individual lifestyle. The calculation is not just plain calculation, it's also calculation, but also your lifestyle calculation. So the doctor will usually ask you a very detailed question, like, you know, do you watch the phone? Do you go on laptop most of the time? Do you play golf? What sort of activities do you do on a daily basis that I will make sure that, you know, when I implant the lens on you, you will be able to enjoy all these activities.
Okay. But is there on the government regulation side, right? The price ceiling itself, right? Will the government from time to time revise this price ceiling?
Price ceiling is mainly on the operation and cataract treatment, but not on the lenses.
Okay.
So the lenses,
okay,
the patient have to top up. Yeah.
I see,
So
I see.
this is just, you know, when you want to do cataract, okay, it's 4,005 or 3,008, or there is even cheaper, 2,000 per eye. But 2,000 per eye, you are using a different type of lens, okay? It's a completely different type of lens. And from my point of view, we would not recommend somebody to use a certain type of lens, because we don't know the impact, you know, and we don't know what will happen. And especially with cataract, there's no reverse. Once you implant it, for you to remove the lens and re-implant another lens is a very, very tough surgery. And a lot of doctors will not touch it because it might cause other, you know, other issues. So usually it's a one-time thing, and you have to make sure that you know what you want before the doctor implants the lens into your eye.
Okay, but the doctor's fees, the price ceiling, it pretty much stays constant. Is it? Will it be revised upwards every few years?
No. I
No
don't
lah.
think so. Depending on the
Okay.
government, depending on Ministry of Health. So far, for the past 25, 36 years, it's still the same.
Oh, okay. Okay, understood. Okay, I think we've reached 11:30, probably the end of the call.
Yep.
Maybe
Yeah.
Sandy, Michelle, and Pang, do you guys have
You
any
can always
closing remarks?
email us if you have any questions. You can always email us if there's further questions. We'll
Okay,
be
yeah,
able
sure.
to address it.
Okay, so I guess we've come to
Thank
the
you,
end of
guys.
the call. Thanks to the management team of
Thank you, everyone.
Optimax, Cassidy as well, and the rest of the participants. If you have any other queries or questions for any of us, do reach out to me or any of your CGS and IB salespeople. Yeah, so thanks everyone. Take care and have a good weekend.
Okay, thank
Take care,
you.
everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.